In the final episode of my Iceland vlog, I share my last 3 days, tasting whale meat, savoring the famous cinnamon rolls, warming up with traditional Icelandic fish soup, and enjoying some unforgettable tap beer. And I also met Reykjavik's local celebrity, Baktus. You'll also see the charming corners of Reykjavik and experience a healing moment at the geothermal beach. Eating, exploring, unwinding. Join me for the final chapter of my Iceland journey. Day 5 in Iceland kicked off with a surprise cooking session. Christine and Anders showed up with minky whale meat they'd bought, and suddenly Anders' mom mode was activated. He got straight to cooking the moment they arrived. He even brought his own seasonings and, in the blink of an eye, had lunch ready on the table.
It looks good.
It looked like beef, but the texture and flavor were more like fish. Surprisingly, it was quite mild and tasty. So, I couldn't resist pairing it with a beer that looked oddly familiar. This lovely couple even had dessert plans, but first, to walk it off a bit, we stopped by one of Reykjavik's most iconic landmarks, Hallgrímskirkja Church. Anders mentioned that this church is Lutheran. From that moment on, Christine and I started asking him about pretty much everything.
Art.
We mixed playful banter with a brief moment of solemn tribute, taking in this iconic Reykjavik landmark in our own way. In low-rise Reykjavik, this church was always a landmark guiding me back to my hostel. For dessert, we headed to one of Reykjavik's most famous bakeries. The line was long, and the air inside was filled with the warm, buttery scent of freshly baked bread. We grabbed some delicious coffee from a nearby cafe and enjoyed it with our cinnamon rolls.
Oh my god, it's so soft.
Look at this beautiful thing.
The cinnamon rolls were delicious, but it was this flat white that truly won me over.
Did with horns, they use them to drink like this or like that.
Ah, drink.
Yeah, to drink mead. It was not on the helmets.
I see.
A descendant of the Vikings had set the record straight for me, so now every time I see horns, I can't help but think of that moment. From there, we strolled down Skólavörðustígur, one of Reykjavik's most iconic streets. The street itself is charming, but the surrounding shops make it all the more delightful.
From here you can
Baktus. Hi.
So who exactly is Baktus? Baktus is Reykjavik's most famous cat, with over 15.7k followers on Instagram. He's a local celebrity with quite a story, once kidnapped, but returned safely thanks to his fame. Today, Baktus appears not only in a dedicated mural in Reykjavik, but also as a symbolic figure in advertising images. I followed Baktus, who had just finished his meal, as if under a spell. And then, as if enchanted, I even understood the cat's words and opened the door for him.
Aren't you a good boy? Aren't you a good boy? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. He's purring. Yes, you are. Oh. Yes, chin scratches, chin scratches. No, that's the spot. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. Wow. He likes it. And he's purring, aren't you? Yeah. Ooh. He's happy because he already ate, didn't he?
happily wrapped up my 5th day out, finishing with a visit to the Baktus mural. Day 6, after a quick bite, I'm heading out for a solo day of sightseeing in Reykjavik. Not being able to go on a shopping spree turned out to be a blessing here in Iceland. There were so many cute and quirky things, but let's just say the price tags had their own shock factor. After soaking up all that Icelandic charm with my eyes, I decided it was time to head off for some traditional food. I ordered the fish soup. Nothing too special, but it was warm. And that was good enough for me. After the meal, I headed toward Churnin Lake Park. The weather was a bit chilly, but the air was so fresh that walking there felt amazing. Downtown Reykjavik's shopping streets were great, but this lake park completely stole my heart. Right in front of the park by City Hall stands a sculpture with a shape that really makes you look twice. The lower half is dressed in a business suit, but the upper half is just a block of stone. It felt like a satire on the cold reality where the human side disappears, leaving only the work with no trace of the person who does it. It may have been placed here long ago, but its meaning still hits home. Once, people worked like machines. Now, actual machines are taking over. And in a society where efficiency trumps human empathy and judgment, this sculpture feels like a quiet mirror to our times. That sculpture really made me realize just how important a human face is. Even in this chilly summer city, the occasional smiles from strangers felt powerfully warm. A simple greeting, shared through eye contact and a voice carrying human warmth. It's something machines will never replace. That's why there's something missing in so much of our remote work. When people meet face to face, it opens up a completely different dimension. Thinking about the human face and the question of ethics instantly brought Levinas to mind. As a philosopher, solo travel gives me long stretches of quiet to think. And sometimes the smallest moments spark the deepest insights. Lost in thought as I walked, I suddenly realized I'd come quite a long way. All the way to my next stop for the afternoon, the thermal beach. For just 1740 Icelandic krona, that's about $14, you can enjoy showers, lockers, the hot springs, and even a steam sauna. Hot springs, sauna, and then a quick dip in the chilly ocean right next. This special Icelandic beach experience was amazing. Warm water, favorite tunes, cool air on my skin, and stunning clean beaches. Familiar, yet totally different from any summer beach I've known. Simply unforgettable. I felt completely refreshed. Body and mind cleansed. My whole body felt light, almost like I could float away. Iceland's tap water is so clean you can just drink it straight, and it actually tastes good. So naturally, that meant I had to have a beer. You know, pure logic. I meant to stick to one beer, but the guy working there kept pouring free samples, and every single one was delicious. Happy hour didn't help either. Honestly, it's a miracle I only ended up ordering 2 beers because this place's brews were absolutely incredible. It was bright as day, but already evening, just the lovely Icelandic midnight sun. I headed back, grabbed a simple dinner, and relaxed to wrap up day 6. It's the last day of my trip in Iceland. Time to say goodbye to this hostel where I stayed for 6 nights. I took one last look around the common kitchen where I spent the most time during my stay. After dropping off my luggage, I headed out for a final stroll. The summer air was chilly, but the sky was so blue and clear and the air felt incredibly fresh. Iceland's landscapes will stay beautifully etched in my memory. Today, I headed up toward the seaside for a walk. The sky and sea were so deep blue and clear, I kept finding myself saying, "This feels unreal." The sea breeze was pretty strong and cold, but despite that, the fresh feeling and the wide open view were so beautiful that I just wanted to keep walking. Before grabbing a cozy, tasty coffee, I wandered once more through Reykjavik's city center. The low-rise buildings wore gentle hues, each adding a splash of color. It's a place where cleanliness and calmness truly glow. Recharged with a delicious cup of coffee, I'm now getting ready to truly say goodbye to Reykjavik. Between attending conferences, taking the Golden Circle road trip, and enjoying unique Icelandic experiences, my 7 days in Iceland have come to an end. Through this journey, I discovered the astonishing vastness of nature, a nature full of paradoxes beyond anything I'd ever experienced. Yet, within it, I found a powerful force of life. My perspective and the scope of my thoughts have grown wider than ever before. Now I'm leaving Iceland and heading to the Asian continent. After 2 layovers, I'll be on my way to Lanzhou, China. Stay with me as my journey continues.